Welcome back to NFL Recap and Rumors, and welcome to day 2 of our trade predictions mini-series, where we talk about one player each day over the next few days and discuss the most likely landing spots for that player. If you haven't checked out day 1, I highly suggest you go check it out. We talked about Andy Dalton. So with that out of the way, let's kick day 2 off. Today we're going to be talking about Le'Veon Bell, the New York Jets running back. So he was traded from the Pittsburgh Steelers to the New York Jets and given a new contract worth a whole lot of money. And there's not a bunch of teams that can take that contract on. So there are some teams that could make it work if they wanted to, but there's not a whole lot. So we're going to try and dive right in and talk about the 4 most likely teams to take on this contract in trade for Le'Veon Bell. First up, we have the Miami Dolphins. So Le'Veon Bell, I don't know why he would go play for Miami. That doesn't make sense. So, it's still possible just because the Dolphins have so many holes that they can fill. So a trade here makes sense. Maybe they give up their late first round pick. That is a possibility. Although their cap space would not be too forgiving if they took on Le'Veon Bell's mega contract. So I don't think it's too likely. But if they wanted to make it happen, they definitely could. Next up, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the ones who traded him away. So their cap space definitely does not account for a huge Le'Veon Bell contract. So they're probably the least likely on this list. They don't have a great running back. James Conner's fine, but I think Le'Veon Bell is still better. So if they wanted to make this happen, I bet they could figure out a way to make it happen, but I don't see why they would try to do this. They obviously traded Bell away. I don't know why you trade for him back, but they have a running back need, and you know that Bell does well in Pittsburgh, so maybe Pittsburgh tries to get him back. I just don't think it's too likely. Next up, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. So they don't have the cap space to do this, as do pretty much every other team. But if they trade away Sammy Watkins in this deal, then they still have to clear a little bit of cap space, but they could make it work if they wanted to. And the Jets would get a new receiver who could really help Sam Darnold, being Sammy Watkins, which I think would be a good deal for both sides. And the Chiefs would get a dynamic duo with Damian Williams and Le'Veon Bell. I think if they wanted to, they could make that work. So I think that this is actually the most likely landing spot for Le'Veon Bell if he's going to get traded this offseason. Last on this board, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So they got Tom Brady, so now they need a running back to pair with Tom Brady to take some weight off his shoulders. And I think Le'Veon Bell is a great option here. The problem, as is the problem with every team, is they don't have the cap room to take on Le'Veon Bell's contract. They just don't. Because there's just so many other teams that have $5 million and can't take on a $15 million contract. So there's really not too many options. So unless they try to get this to work, I think the only 2 realistic teams here are the Dolphins and the Chiefs. But the Buccaneers, if they really want Le'Veon Bell, they could make something happen. They could get rid of Cameron Brate or O.J. Howard and then some, just to try and clear up some space. But I don't think it's likely. I think maybe you go after a Devontae Freeman in free agency. So there's not too many good options, honestly. There's really only 2 good options. But since we're sticking with 4, we're going to put 2 others on here that are a possibility, which is why the Buccaneers and Steelers are on here. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe down below so you don't miss any more upcoming amazing content. And be sure to check back over the next couple days as we'll be doing some more mini-series videos where we talk about more people that are likely to be traded this NFL offseason. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.